arrives late, which is annoying. That means the fish has now been in the oven for over an hour and I've overboiled the peas. But I don't tell him this. I cover it by saying, oh, I'm a shit cook, so please don't expect much, as he picks up his fuck fork and asks me how I made it. This is our third date. I'm still nervous. He's a bottom. I can tell. I need to top his bottom, which is something I've never done before, and I'm fucking nervous because all I keep thinking about is trying to push into his wagon wheel, and it's making me really sweaty. I wonder what he's thinking.
I've just seen the woman I shall marry, and without a doubt, she's the most magnificent creature in all of London. Flawless, except for one minor imperfection. She's totally unaware of my existence. There, through yonder door, 'tis the company break room. And there, Sophia. I've often daydreamed what our life together would be like. How we would accidentally meet in the break room and instantaneously click. After which, we would lie in each other's arms and watch PBS or Book TV or some other intellectually stimulating program. Aristotle says at the beginning of metaphysics, we take delight in our senses. Apart from their usefulness, they are loved for their own sake, and none more than the sense of sight. I'm in love with the sight of Sophia.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay.
Would you like a drink?
No.
I'll get some water.
No. I'm okay. I'm fine now. Do you want to kiss me?
I don't think.
I think you should kiss me.
I don't think.
Well, why don't you want to?
It's not that I want or don't want.
Come here then.
You should sit down a minute.
Yeah. Do you want to sit here with me?
Okay. I'm not going anywhere.
Can I stay?
No.
Can you hold me?
Okay. How's that?
You're nice.
So are you. But I think you have had a bit too much to drink.
No. I'm just a very bad girl.
What are you doing?
Just saying thank you for
No, I don't
saving me.
think. No, stop!
I think I'm just going to go and lie down for a minute. I'll probably call my mum. Actually, she's not even my mum. I'm adopted. Why should I love this gentleman? To marry him is hopeless. To be his whore is witless. First I saw him. I, seeing, thought he was a goodly man. He has as much to please a woman in him, if he pleased to bestow it so as ever these eyes yet looked on. Next I pitied him, and so would any young wench owe my conscience that ever dreamed or vowed her maidenhead to a young handsome man. And then I loved him. Extremely loved him. Infinitely loved him. What should I do to make him know I love him? For I would fain enjoy him. Say I ventured to set him free. What says the law then? Thus much for law or kindred? I will do it. And this night or tomorrow. And he shall love me.
No, yeah. What? No way. Oh my gosh.
I don't need gay porn. Is there something newer, maybe?
This isn't Waterstones.
Okay, is there anything else in any other rooms?
All the rooms are in use at the moment.
Okay.
And People just use their phones now anyway.
Yeah, see, the problem with that is that my mum pays my phone. I don't have it itemised.
Your mum pays your phone?
Yeah, she pays
Gotta
my
go.
phone. It was years ago. I never got it switched over.
Your mum pays your phone bill every month?
Yes.
Since?
Since quite a while, yeah.
She rich?
Sorry, we're sure getting off the point here.
Think of all the money you must have saved.
My rent's due. I haven't got it.
So I wish my mum paid for my phone bill.
Means you can use your phone to look at porn.
I don't look at porn.
Okay.
David loves me. He's afraid to tell me, and he'll always be. He's afraid of me, but I'm not afraid of anyone. I am sure to win with anyone at all. I'm not afraid of anyone. Not a soul alive can get behind this wall. So let them call, 'cause after all, I'm not afraid.
Can't you see I'm incomplete? So baby, let me know. Where did you go? Where did you run to with our love? Where did you go? Was my best not good enough? I don't wanna live my life with.
Allow me to be frank at the commencement. You will not like me. What I require is not your affection, but your attention. Now, ladies, an announcement. I'm up for it all the time. That's not a boast, it is a bone-hard medical fact. I put it around, and you will watch me putting it around and sigh for it. Don't. Now, gentlemen, do not despair. I am also up for it when the mood is on me. But later when you shag, and later you will shag, I wish you to shag with my homuncular image rattling in your gonads. Feel how it was for me, how it is for me, and ponder. Was that shudder the same shudder he sensed? That's it. I am John Wilmot, 2nd Earl of Rochester, and I do not want you to like me.
You've got that porno look in your eyes.
I can't help the way I look.
Scares me.
Really?
No. But yeah, a bit.
Do you feel this a lot? when
No.
You've mentioned it before.
I
It's
mean,
one of your
sometimes-
things.
One of my things.
Sometimes I get this animal, lust, and I want to hurt you a little bit, make you
I
scream.
know, baby, and sometimes that's really...
You want it.
I mean, sometimes I do.
I want to get inside you so much. I want to split you open and spread you apart like
Okay,
a...
that's fine. In the right context, that is fine. But aren't you thinking about what this means? The thing beyond the moment.
Honestly, I'm just thinking about the moment.
Okay.
In that moment, I'm not thinking, and my hands and my mouth and my face, I'm looking at you. You're so squeamish about this stuff.
I'm not. I just want a connection. Look, sometimes that look you do is sexy. It is. And your shoulders, and your noises, and the weight of you, and the danger.
Danger?
Look, I'm just trying to be honest here, okay? But sometimes it looks like you're gonna hack off my limbs. Like you're gonna smash it in my teeth, put me into bin bags, and bury me in the woods.
Fucking hell.
Now I do love her too. Not out of absolute lust, though peradventure I stand accountant for as great a sin, but partly led to die at my revenge. For I do suspect the lusty Moor hath leaped into my seat, the thought whereof doth gnaw my innards like poisonous minerals. Nothing can or shall content my soul than to be evened with him. Wife for wife.
Don't you think it's time you started to relax?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Who is that poor little creature I saw here this morning in an evening dress?
She'd lost her latchkey.
They often do.
Right, listen here, Liz.
Look, you're not getting any younger, and in my humble opinion, all this casual scampering about is rather undignified.
Scampering indeed. You have a genius for putting things unpleasantly.
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not taking a moral view here. I gave that up as hopeless years ago. I'm merely basing my little homily on reason, dignity, position, and, let's face it, age.
Perhaps you'd love me to live in a bath chair.
It certainly would have its compensations.
Oh, it's all very fine for you to come roaring back from Paris after doing God knows what and start to bully me.
I'm not bullying you.
Yes, you are. You're sat there smug as be damned on that awful little cloud and blowing down on me.
Don't bluster.
Who was it that went away and left me prey to everybody? Answer me that.
I did, thank God.
Well then.
Would you have liked me to have stayed?
Certainly not. You drove me mad.
I hope, Cecily, I shall not offend if I state quite frankly and openly that you seem to me to be in every way the visible personification of absolute perfection.
I think your frankness does you great credit, Ernest. I will copy your remarks into my diary.
Do you really keep a diary? I give anything to look at it, may I?
Oh, no! It is very simply a young girl's record of her own thoughts and impressions, subsequently meant for publication. But pray, Ernest, don't stop. I delight in taking down from dictation. I'm quite ready for more. Don't cough, Ernest. I don't know how to spell a cough.
Cecily, ever since I first looked upon your wonderful and incomparable beauty, I have dared to love you wildly, passionately, devotedly, hopelessly.
I don't think you should tell me that you love me, wildly, passionately, devotedly, hopelessly.
I love you, Cecily. You will marry me, won't you?
You silly boy, of course! Why, we have been engaged for the last 3 months.
And maybe I'll make a painful mistake. It's mine though to take or refuse. And all of the doors yet to open, all of the rooms ahead, they're beckoning bright, scary and new. But I'm standing tall and I'm walking through. What's gone may be gone, but I won't go on playing dead. It's time to start living the life I never led.
I am more than memory, I am what might be, I am mystery, you know me. So show me when I appear, it's not so clear if I'm a simple spirit or I'm flesh and blood. But I'm alive, I'm so alive, and I feed on the fear that's behind your eyes. And I need you to need me, it's no surprise. I'm alive, so alive, I'm alive.
Out of this wood, do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee. Therefore go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while thou pressed flowers doth sleep. And I will purge thy mortal grossness so that thou, like an airy spirit, go.
I'll tell you what it is, right? It's little things that make me happy. Stupid things. Like, for example, I hate my job, right? I hate it. I wake up in the morning and I feel sick about my life, but I like it when I see two cars, the same color, parked next to each other, or I like smoking cigarettes in the cold. I like it when someone makes me a cup of tea just the way I like it without me having to ask it. I like it when Sally laughs with her mouth full. I like quiz shows, and I love the fact that elephants bury their dead. I'm not gonna be celebrated. I'm never gonna be anybody's fucking hero. I'm not gonna look at myself in the mirror and say, that's right, hotshot, you're the fucking man, but I like listening to the radio. And fuck it, I like it when Sally's brother invites me around to watch the rugby, even though I fucking hate the rugby. But it shows to me that he's trying, you know? Do you know what I mean? Do you, Dan? Do you know what I mean?
Whoa, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to stop you talking. Stop the best man speech. It's okay, everyone. No need to panic. We usually brace ourselves for a bit of a shit show. But Mike, Roger clearly thinks you're a nice guy. He's best man. But this speech is just awful. You called the bride, what's her name, 3 times. You did an audible fart, and you said that the only reason he's marrying my friend, my best friend, is because she was the only woman who was stupid enough to sleep with him and then got pregnant, and now they're both trapped. And you said their baby will look like an orc.
We're buggered, aren't we?
Can't be the only ones left alive.
I'm gonna finish a letter to my girl.
Now?
Will you?
Yes.
Dear Gets.
Yes.
If anything happens
Shut up! Nothing's going to happen. Hang about.
You gonna ride to your horse?
Trey funny.
Can he read? Your silence reveals the answer to my question is nay!
Is that your girl's picture?
That's my Flossie.
At least Joey's meant to look like an horse.
If Flossie's got a long face, that's because she misses me. Give her the rub down after a gallop. She wants to keep me going. When I was coming up from our trench, I put my hand in something. I think it was a bit of a man.
It may well have been private.
Hey, Casey, can we talk for a second? It's about your brother Sam.
I know who my brother is, Paige.
Yeah, it's just I think maybe he's avoiding me because we were talking yesterday and I don't know, maybe I upset him because he sort of just disappeared after that. And I don't know, maybe he's nothing.
It's not nothing. Because of you, he didn't eat lunch yesterday. Which I know is a pretty annoying thing to have to think about, but that's what you get with Sam.
Okay, do you have any advice?
Yeah, stop seeing my brother.
What?
What's in it for you, Paige? Are you desperate, or do you think you'll get extra credit for dating the weird kid?
No, Casey, I really like Sam a lot. He's honest and he's cute. And have you seen his notebook thing? It's amazing. The way his brain works is so interesting.
Interesting. My brother's not a science experiment.
No, I know that.
What happens when he relies on you and then he'll leave?
I'm not gonna...
Because then he'll need you. And that shit can really mess him up. You know, you don't understand any of this. You're just making everything worse.
Honey, do I have a slight case of Napoleon disease? Well, I'm 5'11". What? I am 5'11", I'm not 5'9". Look, the last time we measured my height, it was in an old house with crooked flooring. It's all lopsided. Oh, everyone's height fluctuates in that house depending on where they're standing. Your uncle, who's 2'2", was staring down at me at the kitchen, and then at the dining room, he was at my knees. I mean, come on, that's not fair. I'm at least 5'10". On my life. I swear on my life about that, and that's still a good height for guys, so I'm not complaining. I'll give you the inch. But please, most shirts fit me as a medium, so order me a medium.
I boarded the Kingship, now on the beak, now in the waist, in deck, in every cabin. I flamed amazement. Sometime I divide and burn in many places. On the topmast, the yards and bowsprit would I flame distinctly, then meet and join. Jove's lightning, the precursors of the dreadful thunderclaps, more momentary and sight outrunning were not. The fire cracks of sulphurous roaring, the most mighty Neptune seemed to besiege and make his bold waves tremble. Yea, his dread trident shake. Oh, the king's son, Ferdinand, with hair upstaring, then like reeds, not hair, was the first man that leapt and cried, "Hell is empty, and all the devils are here."
Yep.
How do you deal with fame?
You talk of fame, happiness, of some brilliant life, but all these pretty words, if I may say so, are just like marmalade, which I never eat. I don't know what is so delightful about my life. You've heard of obsessions when a man is haunted, say by the idea of the moon or something. Well, I've got my moon. I am obsessed by the same persistent thought. I must write, I must write, I must write. And the public reads it and says, how charming, how clever, but not a patch on Tolstoy.
Soon I'll have to go. I'll never see him grow. But I hope my son will know he'll never be alone. 'Cause like a river runs dry and leaves its scars behind, I'll be by your side. 'Cause my love is set in stone.
Mo, Teresa's trying to steal your man.
Kim, how many times do I have to tell you Teresa already has a man, which is more than I could say for you?
Okay, sure, she talks about having a man, but have you ever seen him?
Now, she wouldn't be the only one to talk about a man she doesn't have now, would you?
We're not talking about Mello, we're talking about Teresa. She reminds me of that psychopath from that show.
Teresa is not crazy. How come you always have to do this? Every time I chill with someone who's not you, you run around acting crazy, just relax.
Okay, there's no need to get personal. But for real, Mo, she's talking like you, acting like you, laughing like you. Next thing you know, you'll end up in the boot of her car tied up, and she'll steal your identity and no one will ever see you again. Do you want that, Mo?
Ooh, do you mean like these really pretty girls in those serial killer documentaries? Do you think if I go missing, they'll put up like a really sexy picture of me?
Mo, seriously?
Okay, I'd love to sit here and talk all crazy with you, but you need to go.
Okay, fine. But don't come running back to me when she has your man around her arm and she's kissing him and he's buying her a ring.
The door is
and
that
you're
way.
here alone with
Are
your
you
cat.
still
Okay, I'm
talking?
leaving. Love you.
Love you too.
Which part in particular is bothering you?
Well, I think it's mainly the part where it comes out.
This is very natural, Jenny.
I want a cigarette.
Okay, but that's not going
Mum
to...
smoked 20 a day when she was pregnant.
Both of us?
No, just me, Alice. That's why I'm Forrest Gump and you're the Wizard of fucking Oz.
Okay, but you've had the ultrasound.
Jenny, you've had... it's not something we felt comfortable doing.
It's completely safe.
No, actually, no, not completely.
In what way? Jenny, in what...
Because you're going to shout at me.
I won't shout at you.
Done animal studies.
Which animals?
Mammals.
Which mammals?
Rats.
Okay, and what did they find
Oh, you know,
in
just
these...
brain injuries, dyslexia.
How can a rat be dyslexic?
Epilepsy, don't do that. Mental retardation and an increased instance of left-handedness in boys.
Luke is left-handed.
Well, there you go.
Millions of women do it every day.
So millions of women drink Diet Coke.
Oh, let me play Thisbe too. I will speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisne, Pyramus lover dear, thy Thisbe dear, and lady dear. Oh, well, let me play the lion too. I will roar that it will do any man's heart good to hear it. I will roar that the Duke will say, oh, let him roar again, let him roar again. I grant you, friends, if that you have fright the ladies out of the wit, they would have no discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice. I will roar as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you to any nightingale.
When I was at uni and I finally decided to do it, to come out, everybody started hugging me and saying how proud they were and how brave I was. And suddenly I was part of this scene, and everybody said the real me had emerged, that I had been repressed. And so I thought, I must have done the right thing then, but it didn't feel like that to me. I had to make more of an effort than before, and yes, I fancied men a lot, but I never got why that changed anything other than who I wanted to fuck. And what did it matter? Gay, straight, words invented to give us rights, and we've got rights now, so... But I can see it now. I can see it's about who the person is and, you know, what they're like, what they do. Why didn't anyone say?
Tommy proposed to me. Again. Tommy really does nothing but propose to me. He proposed to me last night in the music room when I was quite unprotected, as there was an elaborate trio going on. And then again this morning in broad daylight underneath that dreadful statue of Achilles. Tommy is so annoying in the way that he proposes. If he proposed at the top of his voice, I should not mind as much. That might produce some effect on the public, but no. He does it in a horrid, confidential way. I am rather fond of Tommy, but his methods of proposing are quite out of date. I wish, Gertrude, that you would speak to him and tell him that once a week is quite often enough to propose to anyone, and that it should always be done in a manner that attracts some attention.
Animal, you took your love and you took your hurt, and I keep it all
You're gonna be in a bloody movie! Hey, in America, they'd think I was proper wild, wouldn't they? God, everyone's gonna think you're gay.
Why are they going to think that?
Because you're pretty. Fucking hell, this is huge!
You're happy? I wasn't sure if you were going to be happy.
Why wouldn't I be happy?
Because I'm going to move there, Alice. That was always the plan.
I'll move, unless you don't want me to.
I'd love you to visit.
What's happening, Cal?
I just don't think it makes sense to do the long distance thing.
I said I'd move.
I can't deal with this.
Deal with what?
I knew you'd be like this. You're just not able to give me the support I'm going to need.
I give you loads
It's actually
of support.
really exposing.
Is it?
You just don't get it, and that's fine.
Does Rasheen get it?
Okay, this is all just getting a bit...
Rasheen could probably give you the new support you need, couldn't she?
Honestly, this is really petty.
Maybe I am petty. Just say I'm not good enough. That's what you're thinking.
I'm not listening.
Spoke or silence, a promise is surely made. And she dotes on it now, I'm sure she does. And thinks to kill me, then take my place. It's her dearest hope, John, I know it. She thinks to take my place, John. John, have you shown her somewhat of content? She cannot pass you in church, but you will blush. But I think she says another meaning in that blush. I think you be somewhat ashamed, for I am there. And she's so close. Go tell her she's a whore. And whatever promise she may sense, Break it, John. Break it.
It's not that I enjoy saying horrible things about people. All right, I do enjoy saying horrible things about people, but only if they're funny. Oh, maybe I am a horrible person. But you love me. And Mr. Benchley really does love me, which is why he very gallantly also resigned. But Mr. Benchley and I have agreed to stay on long enough to train you, purely out of the goodness of our hearts. And because we need the money. Mr. Benchley and I have no money. Anyway, once you have carefully written down all of that information, you take the manuscript, you go over to the window, and throw it. You see, it's all in the wrist.
Dad, you did it. You did it to the others. You sent out 120 cracked engine heads and let those boys die. How could you do that? Dad, you killed 20 men. You killed them. You knew they wouldn't hold up in the air. You knew that those planes would come crashing down. You knew that, and yet you did nothing about it. And you did it for me because you wanted to save the business for me. Is that as far as your mind can see their business? Do you have a country? Do you live in the world? What are you?
I love him, but every day I'm learning. All my life I've only been pretending. Without me, his world will go on turning. A world that's full of happiness that I have never known. I love him. I love him. I love him, but only on my own.
No! It happened to me, it didn't happen to you. It was I who felt headlong, dizzy, blind. I didn't want to love you. I prayed against it. I had to give myself to you even though I knew you hardly cared. But don't you realize what it is to feel that another person has absolute power over you? No, you have never felt like that. You have never been utterly dependent on another person for happiness. It humiliated me, angered me. You see, I was in love with you, and you were free, and your heart was your own, and nobody could hurt you.
I left no ring with her. What means this lady? Fortune forbid that my outsides have charmed her. She made a view of me, indeed so much that sure methought her eyes had lost her tongue. For she did speak and starts distractingly. She loves me, sure. The cunning of her passion invites me into this churlish messenger. None of my lord's ring. Why, he sent her none. I am the man, if it be so, then it is. Poor lady, she were to better love a dream. Disguise, I see thou art a wickedness.
Look, Greg, can you just sit down and listen, please? Oh, Greg, your hair is thinning. No, I should know because I'm a hairdresser. Yeah, and you try and hide it well, but I can tell. I'd probably give or take 2 years till you're bald. Yeah. Oh, and your nose. I mean, where do I start with your nose? It's your mum, so I should be kind, but fuck it. Your nostrils make me feel sick. Okay, and I know, Greg, because I always have to look up them, because we have the most
unimaginative sex a person could ever come up with. Your teeth are nice. But I think you're gay. Maybe. I'd just look into that because, well, you have trouble down there and I'm really good. So, yeah, I just, and I know I like sex, even with you, but I've just concluded it's down to the fact of your sexuality and not my skills.
Power, realize your power, finding out myself, finding out myself. I go left, you go right, live it up, dance all night. I go left, you go right, live it up, dance all night. I go left, you go right, live it up, dance all night. I go left, you go right, live it up, dance all night.
Well, now, Willis, I hear there's been some trouble in the factory.
Yes, I suppose you could call it that, Mr. Phibbs.
What in heaven's name is it all about?
Well, Mr. Phibbs, it's simply a matter that the men they've taken a turn against some of the products.
And which products don't they like?
Well, there's the brass pet cock, for instance.
The brass pet cock? What's the matter with the brass pet cock?
They've just gone right off it.
Well, flabbergasted.
Not only the brass pet cock, Mr. Phibbs.
What else?
There's the hemi-uniball spherical rod end.
The hemi-uniball spherical rod end? But where will you find a finer hemi-uniball spherical rod end?
They just don't want anything more to do with it.
Oh, this is devastating, devastating. Come on, Willis, what else? There's no point in hiding anything from me.
Well, I hate to say it, but they've gone very vicious about the high-speed taper shank spiral flute reamers.
The high-speed taper shank spiral flute reamers? But what on earth could they possibly have against the high-speed taper shank spiral
All
flute
I
reamers?
can say is they're in a state of very bad agitation about them.
But not, surely not, my lovely parallel male stud couplings.
They hate and detest your lovely parallel male stud couplings and the bronze draw off cock with handwheel and the bronze draw off cock without handwheel.
The bronze draw off cock with handwheel?
And without handwheel.
Oh, without handwheel.
And with handwheel.
And with handwheel.
With handwheel and without handwheel.
With handwheel and without
With
handwheel.
or without.
Tell me, what do they want to make in its place?
Trouble.
Oh, it's quite a story. Addison could make quite a thing out of it. Imagine how snide and vicious he could get while still telling nothing but the truth. I, at a time, persuading him. Now, if I were to play Cora, Addison will never tell what happened, in or out of print. A simple exchange of favors. I am so very happy I get to do this for you at long last. Your friendship with Margot, your deep, close friendship with Margot. What would happen to it, do you think, if she were to find out the cheap trick you played on her for my benefit? No. It would be so much easier on everyone concerned if I were to play Cora. And so much better theatre too.
The raven himself is hoarse, but croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me, from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breast and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers. Come, thick night, and pour thee in the dunnest smoke of hell. That my keen knife see not the wound it makes.
Just saying. It's an opportunity. Everybody wants an opportunity. So if you don't take this one, someone else might do it. And then you wouldn't be anything, really. You'd just be sad, old Holdy, alone on the moors. Sad
Sad Holdy, whose sister was killed by someone else, which might get you a little bit of pity. I guess, a sympathy vote. But nobody likes to think about victims. It makes them feel sad. So eventually nobody would like to think about you. At all. Ever.
Hellfire, dark fire. Now, gypsy, is your turn. Choose me or your pyre. Be mine or you will burn. God have mercy on her. God have mercy on me, but she will be mine or she will burn.
This is actually just like Jess's party.
Jess's party?
Yes.
Jess's party?
Yes.
Why are you bringing up Jess's party?
Because
What the fuck does Jess's party have to do with anything?
because at Jess's party you were taking the piss.
That was months ago. I mean, do you ever let go of anything?
You're taking the piss and belittling me.
I was belittling.
Yes, you were.
At Jess's party, I was belittling you.
Yes, you were.
What about you?
What about me?
You were acting like a freak.
Me.
Like we're having a drink and we're having a laugh. And suddenly everything I'm saying, you're like jumping on. No, you don't think that, Louise. That's not really you, Louise.
You're being fake.
Fake? Who the fuck are you to tell me if I'm fake or not?
You weren't being you.
You don't decide who I am. I decide.
Tell me then. Tell me what you thought of me when you first met me.
I think you're a great person. And we've had really good conversations. Like, really, really good. Ah! But I think you're fucking mental and a control freak!
The time has come for you to stand.
Wait a minute, Antigone. Don't be so headstrong. What can I do?
Just say you will help me. Commit yourself.
To bury him, you mean? In spite of the decree.
He is my brother, and like it or not, he's yours too. I won't betray him now that he's dead.
You must be mad. Creon has publicly forbidden it.
He cannot forbid me to love my brother. He has neither the right nor the power to do that. The laws you will break are not of man's making.
I reference them. But what power have I to defy the unlimited power of the state? What weapons of mine are strong enough for that?
Fine. I'll go shovel the earth on my dead brother's body.
For God's sake. Keep it quiet. Tell no one of our meeting. I'll keep it secret.
Don't you dare. You must tell everybody. Shout it in the streets. If you keep it a secret, I shall begin to hate you.
There's a fire burning in you, Antigone. But it makes me go cold, just to hear you.
This island's mine! By Sycorax, my mother, which thou takest from me. When thou camest first, thou strokest me, and madest much of me. Would give me water with berries in it, and teach me how to name the bigger light, and how the less did burn by day and night. And then I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of the isle. Fresh springs, brine pits, barren place, unfertile, cast behind that did so. All the charms of Sycorax, toads, beetles, bats, light on you. For I am all the subjects house that you have, in which first was mine own king. And here you stay me in this hard rock, whilst you do keep from me the rest of the island.
No. The landlady's daughter didn't go missing, did she? I've got her in a garage in Formby. Now, if I walk back into that pub right now, what will their attitude toward me be? Not as planned. That I am a vaguely menacing individual who showed up saying some vaguely menacing things at vaguely the same time their daughter went missing. No. That I was definitely involved in an attack on a girl a year ago. That I was definitely seen having a chat with the daughter this morning. This morning definitely being the time that she went missing. Few too many definitelys in there, ain't there? There's nothing vaguely menacing about that, is there?
Now is the winter of our discontent. Made glorious summer by this sun of York and all the clouds that lowered upon our house in the deep bosom of the ocean buried. Now are our brows bound with victorious wreaths, our bruised arms hung up for monuments. Grim-visaged war have smoothed his wrinkled front, and now, instead of mounting barbed steeds to fright the souls of fearful adversaries, he capers nimbly in a lady's chamber to the lascivious pleasing of a lute.
It's time to be pragmatic. La utopia of collaboration has failed. I told you I was going to protect you, ¿verdad? But I have changed my mind. It's a lot more practical to torture you. See, in concentration camps, respect is a given. Well, here it's going to be the same. You're going to dig the tunnel until your hands bleed. Van a picar el túnel hasta que la sangre en las manos. Por las noches, you might cry in pain, pero entonces you're going to keep digging. You'll be on shifts with no rest. Otherwise, castigo épico os espera. Just like your leader.
Dismissed. Why do I have to listen to you when you have zero to say? Just because I'm young? All my life I've been young. This school is lost, if you're asking me. You're lost. But everybody talks to me like I am the one, I should change. Why should I change? I didn't even got to find out who I am, and you want me to change. That's crazy. You tell me I'm bad before I even got to be anything. What is that? Mr. Hoffman finally saw me. But not just that. Somebody, a grown person, decided I was good before I was good. I never met your God, and I don't want to.
If I had 1,000 tongues, I would sing with everyone. Voices like a mountain song. Sing, you are my only one.
You know, yesterday I went over to Mom's place just to check up on her and stuff. And I walked in and she's sitting in the coffin middle of the living room floor, and she's watching Have I Got News for You, and she's laughing. She's sitting in it, and she's laughing. And I'm looking at her, and I'm thinking, God, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm looking at her, and I already miss her, and I've got this stupid eczema, this dumb pain behind my eyes, and I've got this taste of blood in my
I've got
gums,
Tic
which
Tacs.
is... Yeah,
Want one?
please.
Have to if you like. Should carry Tic Tacs or gum. Minty stuff's good. It makes you concentrate on it and you stop thinking about whatever you're thinking about and you start thinking of mint. Better?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you remember how you did that?
Yes.
Do you remember how you broke that?
Can you just...
How you broke your...
I thought you were leaving.
Anna, look at me! You broke your wrist.
Sprained it.
Anna, you've broken your wrist.
If it's not your wrist, why are you so pissed?
Anna, you have an ulnar styloid fracture, an intra-articular distal radius fracture, and an anterior lunar dislocation. You have to be an enormous level of fucked not to feel that.
I can feel it. I can feel it now.
Anna?
You know, it's really impressive, that trick that you do with your words. Good party trick.
Anna? Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm very happy. Very happy.
Can you hear me?
Very happy.
You've been through a lot, Anna. Okay? Home? Okay?
Yes.
Amapola y Clavel will be later when the man unfolds escape. If you come to the pilgrimage asking for your womb to open, don't put a veil of mourning, but a dulce camisa de Holanda. Go alone behind the walls donde están las higueras cerradas and bear my body of earth until the white moan of dawn. Oh, how she shines. Ay, como se cimbrea la casada. 7 veces gemía, 9 se levantaba, 15 veces juntaron jazmines con naranjas. In this pilgrimage, el varón siempre manda. The husbands are bulls. El varón siempre manda, and the rosemary flowers for those who win them. Come see the fire of the one who bathed. Let the dance burn in the shimmering body de la limpia casada.
I parked in your driveway. I walked through the front door right up the stairs. All you could do was lay there, paralysed, and stare. You knew what I was there for. I mean, you knew. It was a nightmare getting into that swimsuit, but it was worth it. Do you want to know what my favourite part was? Do you want to know what my favourite part was, Your Honour? It was when I pulled out that syringe and you started to plead with me. I mean, you pleading with me. All it took were a few bubbles, right in the vein. I guess we're even. Then why didn't I feel like it? You know, someday, after my mum's dead, I may just turn myself in. Everyone will be so shocked. Oh, I can hear him now. Why? Who would have thought that Stanley Bulmer would have the brains to pull that off?
York cannot speak unless he wear a crown. A crown for York. And lords, bow low to him. Aye, merry sir, now look ye like a king. Aye, this is he that took King Henry's chair, and this is he, was his adopted heir. But how is this great Plantagenet is crowned so soon? As I bethink me, you should not be king until our King Henry has shook hands with death. And will you pale your head in Henry's glory and rob his temple of the diadem, now in his life, against your holy oath? Oh, it is fault too unpardonable. Off with the crown, and with the crown his head. And whilst we breathe, take time to do him dead.
Get on with it, come on, get on with it. I go left, you go right, live it up, dance all night. I go left, you go right, live it up, dance all night. I go left, you go right, live it up, dance all night. I go left, you go right. Baby, you're gonna be mine. Baby, you looking so fine. Baby, you gonna be mine. Baby, you looking so fine. Baby, you're gonna be mine. Baby, you looking so fine.